But as I was saying, you need to teach your kids how to hunt for worms, night crawlers, day worms, it doesn't matter as long as it catches a fish. Then they will learn to do that. You need to teach your kids how to fish. Even if it's just string tied to a stick. That might be what some of us have to go to. Some of us might not be able to afford fishing rods or they'll be gone. Make sure your kids know how to catch fish, turtles, anything else that's in the water, crawfish, whatever. You need to make sure that your kids can survive if something happens to you. Teach your kids how to fillet fish, how to cook a fish on open fire. Teach them how to make lard or tallow so that they have something to put in the cast iron skillet so their fish doesn't burn. Teach them to leave the skin on their fish, crisp it up nice and good. That's where all your fat and good stuff is in the skin. Like, you need to teach your kids exactly what to do just in case, because you never know what'll happen, right? Also, try to get some water saved. Even if it's just 100 gallons, whatever. Try to, I know in Ohio where I'm at, it gets really cold in the winter. So if I can bug in for a few months and use my water and my food supply and maybe turn to strays if I need to or bugs for food, I would rather do that with 2 small children than to have to take them out into the woods. We would try to make it somewhere warmer, not Ohio, but at that time, you don't know if EMP is going to go off and your van's going to work or your vehicle's going to start. You don't know that. So you need to keep that in mind. Everybody needs to learn to get along and live in the environment you're in now, because you don't know if you can get out. So you need to do like emergency blankets, feet warmers, hand warmers, stuff like that. You need to make sure that your kids are not going to lose fingers or toes, or you're going to lose fingers or toes. You need to learn to save pelts. You're going to need salt for that. Most people use brains, the brains of the animal. You turn it into a mush and you wipe it on your pelts or the animal skin, whatever you want. Same thing. Now, I have to get my baby. She's throwing a fit. Get over here, turd. But you have to make sure that you can survive what is coming. If you guys don't believe me, you can look at prices. Look at gas. They expect it to be $5 a gallon by summer. Can you afford to pay $5 a gallon for gasoline? Probably not unless you're rich. So you need to make sure that you're able to... Here, you can play with that. Go ahead. That you're able to get some now before it's $5 a gallon. Or find a way to make your car run on P, because we got none of the supply of that. It's doable. I've seen or heard of people doing it. I just don't know how, but I need to learn. Sounds kind of gross. Now, when it comes to minerals and stuff, trace minerals, I'm not really sure. I know meat has a lot of it. I'm on a carnivore diet, and I'm fine. I get all my nutrients from my food. So as long as you're eating a nice rounded diet of healthy fats and meats, proteins, every once in a while some veg and fruit only in season. Do not go to the store to buy it. There's there's wild strawberries that grow everywhere. They have no flavor whatsoever, but those are what our ancestors ate. Not these huge, giant strawberries we have in stores now. They were little, tiny, almost sugarless. You got to make sure that you have a way to know what the plants are so you don't die. Some plants will kill you if you eat them, and they're not supposed to. You need to find a way to crack open walnuts and hazelnuts. I have 2 black walnut trees back there. The only way I know to open them is to beat them with a hammer. There's got to be an easier way, but I don't know it. You have to remember that we're going to resort back to before technology eventually. I don't know if it'll be now or if it'll be 40 years or whatever. But you have to think. Everything's going to Bitcoin and stuff. Everything. Cash is going to be non-existent before too long. Banks are already taking money and running. Like, the stimulus is not really helping us. It's screwing us. It's making our debt 30 trillion and more. We're going downhill fast. And if you're not prepared for that, you're going to have some problems. I know we live paycheck to paycheck. Most Americans do right now because of the pandemic. I call it plandemic, but some of you don't believe it's made up by the government, so I'm not going to insult anybody by doing that. But you have to remember, they're trying to kill us off. So if they're telling you out of the middle of nowhere to stockpile food, you should probably stockpile 10 times more than what they're saying. Because something's about to happen. Look at the weather. The snow here, it was 59 degrees yesterday. The snow didn't melt. Like, the snow's supposed to melt as soon as it gets over freezing. It didn't. There's still snow out there. It's crazy. It's not, I don't know what it is, but it's not actual snow. It's kind of scary what's going on if you're paying attention. So make sure you have 6 months supply of food, 3 months supply of food. That way, if it's winter when it happens, you're going to have 3 months to figure out a way to get more food in the winter. Remember, you can grow your food in pots in windows. You can turn on a small lamp and grow carrots, beets, radishes, turnips, the small stuff. You can grow lettuce. Some stuff can be grown in shade or in dark. You can start fodder and eat it, like wheatgrass. Start it. Let it start growing. You can do anything that you put your mind to. You just have to learn about it and do it. I'm thinking about showing you guys how to start fodder so that you can feed it to your animals and have food for them without having to go to the store. So you can eat it. It's nutrition, a ton of nutrition in sprouting plants. Your body can digest it a lot easier than full-grown plants. You just have to make sure that you know what you're doing. Get you a survival's guide, plant identification for your area, and use it. Go out into your backyard. Find things that you can safely eat. Teach your kids what is safe to eat. Mushrooms, not always safe to eat. But there are some that you can eat. Morels, or I believe that's what they're called. You can get those and eat them. Chicken hens, you can eat those. But you have to know exactly what they look like. Grab a book for your area and learn it. And teach your kids too. You don't want your kids going out and eating a poison mushroom. What are you going to do with them? You can't do anything. They're going to die. Unless you can find a way to reverse the poison, which I don't know anyway too. Dandelions and plantain and violets and all that wild stuff you can eat. Bugs in the ground, flies, ants, all of it you can eat. But you just have to rise above and be like, oh, I'm going to eat a peanut and pop it in your mouth. You know what I mean? Like, mind over matter. You have to know exactly how to get your mind to not register that you're eating a freaking bug. It'll be hard. I know. It's going to be horrible. But if you want to survive, you have to learn to do this stuff. I have more stuff I want to say, but it's already 10 minutes in. And I don't want to take forever to do this. But my point is, get your seeds. Get food ready. Dehydrate it. You can pack a lot more in a jar dehydrated than you can when it's fresh out of the garden. Freeze dry it. That'll work perfect. It makes it teeny tiny and you can powder it. Just make sure you have some way to feed your family. And until next time, I'll see you guys later. Please share, like, comment, subscribe. I really want to get this channel going good. Have an awesome day and blessings to everybody.